Hello YouTubers, today I'm going to be going over the film Crossroads. No, not the Britney Spears film, but the 1986 film starring Ralph Macchio. Now, Crossroads was a 1986 film that starred Ralph Macchio, and I kind of wanted to go over it. It's very much a hidden gem of the 80s. And in honor of Cobra Kai coming here on YouTube, I wanted to go over a little-known Ralph Macchio film that also stars Jamie Gertz, Joe Seneca, Steve Vai, Robert Judd, and Joe Morton. It is directed by Walter Hill, who directed classics like The Warriors, 48 Hours, and Red Heat. It was written by John Fusco, who actually wrote this as a master thesis at New York State University. Crossroads centers around Ralph Macchio, who plays Eugene Martone, aka the Lightning Boy. He's an extraordinary talent in classic guitar. He wants to become professional, but he's looking for the 13th unknown song of Roberto Johnson. One day, he comes across an old folks' home, and he finds a legendary blues player named Willie Brown, aka Blind Dog. And he's convinced that he possesses this lost song. Ralph Macchio's character of Eugene pretty much breaks Willie out of the old folks' home, and together they're on this journey. They can't afford a bus ticket from New York to halfway to Mississippi, so they have to hitchhike. On their way, they meet Frances, played by Jamie Gertz, and she's a girl who left home and wishes to be a dancer in Los Angeles. The three together pass through many strange adventures and situations. And the climax of this film has probably the best guitar duel and solo of any film I have ever seen between Jack Butler and Eugene. You find out that Willie made a deal with the devil to become the best blues player. What happened? Rock and roll came in and blues was forgotten about. So Willie has all this talent but can never use it. He's afraid Eugene's going to make the same mistake, and pretty much Eugene helps Willie out in this case. And Robert Judd plays the devil in this. He does a hell of a job, no pun intended. Steve Vai, along with other musicians, actually performed all the guitar solos. So Steve Vai does both guitar parts in the duel. Just take a listen. That is some amazing stuff. Ralph Macchio, of course, note for note, finger synced it basically. Somebody else played, but he did the notes, and is actually very skilled at it, even though it's not physically him playing the guitar in that moment. And I love it. Joe Morton has an early role, Miles Dyson, and I like the relationship Willie and Eugene have, as well as Frances and Eugene. Jamie Gertz in a very young role, before Lost Boys actually. And this is a very underrated Ralph Macchio film. It's another film that's good, but also it's something else other than The Karate Kid, where he's a main character. He did this after Karate Kid's Part 1 and 2, and it's a very different movie. It also deals with rock and roll and blues, something that's very different as well. And if you're a blues, rock and roll enthusiast, a music enthusiast, you might actually really enjoy this film. Steve Vai actually used some riffs from this duel in later on albums of his from 1995. It's just amazing. I really like the story this film has. It's very different from other films, and it's really enjoyable on its own. The guitar Ralph Macchio used was actually very affordable at the time in the 1980s and could just withstand a lot of weather and still play. And it's kind of crazy. There's actually another title that this film goes under. It's referred to as Crossroads, and yeah, a very, very obscure film, not only for Ralph Macchio, but Walter Hill, who did The Warriors and 48 Hours. No wonder it's a good movie. I was surprised to learn that. I first saw this with my brother. He had it on VHS, an old Columbia Pictures movie, but it is a very unique film and very different from other films in the 1980s. And I want to go over this on Hidden Gems because Ralph Macchio is very well known for The Karate Kid, but not many people have heard this. When I say Crossroads, people think of the Britney Spears movie from the early 2000s, and it's like, no, this is actually a pretty damn good movie. So if I had to give Crossroads a score, I would give it a 5 out of 5 and an A. Crossroads is an excellent film. If you have never seen it, I highly recommend it. You can check it out on Amazon or here on YouTube. I think it's $2.99 to rent. I highly recommend it. Steve Vai, yeah, that guitar duel is awesome. That probably inspired Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. But if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's a very good hitchhiking movie. And again, I like the relationship between all the characters and their different dreams and goals and meeting that. And Eugene kind of goes through an arc. You know, he's kind of like this hotshot kid and then eventually ends up in danger with the devil arriving and he has to get out of it. But it shows you that it's pure skill. You don't need to make a deal with somebody or have any help if you have natural talent. And that's overall the message of this movie. If you haven't seen Crossroads, I highly recommend it. If you have seen Crossroads, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of the film? And what do you think of the guitar duel? I think it's awesome. Just one of my favorite guitar duels in cinema. Just let me know your thoughts about the film in the comments below. And again, feel free to check out the Stardust app. You can post your reactions and reviews to your favorite television shows or films. And follow me at Fred Film Fanatic. If you like this video, click the like button, comment, and subscribe for more videos.